Hello everyone, this is Dan, your resident model kit fan here. Welcome back to the channel. It was my birthday the other day, and you know what that means? It means that the man, the myth, the legend, Stu came through once again with another awesome Digimon model kit for me to build on the channel. So let's have a look at what we got this time. And this time we have Angemon. So yeah, Angemon, really good choice, I would say. There's loads of model kits to choose from, and Angemon is a great choice for me. I love Angemon, I've mentioned a few times on the channel, and not just for the reasons that you're thinking. Stop it. Stop it. But Angemon is another next best choice because there isn't actually an Angemon model kit, which seems weird. I think they'd print money if they made that one, but here we are. We've got cool angel guy with his staff and his knuckles. There's some cool additional things in here, so I'm looking forward to building him. As per usual, we're going to be going through and slowly putting him together. We've got my nippers, we've got the instructions in here. I'm going to take everything apart and get down to the desk and we'll make a start. Here is our beautiful looking box, blue and yellow, and with the gold colored Heaven's Knuckle, which is pretty cool because they actually come with a gold colored knuckle, so you can choose to have normal hands or you can have the sort of like Hand of Fate Heaven's Knuckle type. Got all kinds of different poses and things that you can do with this guy. He's going to look really awesome on the shelf. Let's take all the bits out. Here are the instructions, so let's have a look. You can see there's some poses that he can do at the end. We've got colour towards the end of the instruction manual because they didn't pay for the full colour experience. And then over here we've got where we begin with the head. So let's get started. So first things first, as always, they have some instructions down here on how to correctly snip away the parts. So we'll be, of course, following along with that. It says cut the excess gates off the part with the nippers for a clean finish and fit the parts together securely. There's also going to be some stickers that we're going to be applying. It does recommend using tweezers for the stickers, but I usually don't, so we'll see how we get on. Alright, enough of that. Let's get started on the head. Looks like we're going to start with the helmet and the hair. So that is D214 and A3. No prizes for which part is A3. And D214 is his helmet. So these look pretty straightforward. We're basically just putting this guy straight into this guy, like that. Next we're going to make his face. So we have his face part here, which is constructed out of A1 and C121, and we're also going to apply sticker 1. His face, A1 and C121. And then we also need sticker number 1, which is this one here. So we take his face and slide it onto this bit to make like the front of his face, and then this black sticker goes on the underside to kind of look a bit like shadow, I guess. There we go. So we then plug his head into his helmet like so. So he's looking pretty Angemon-y already, and then we need to put these two plugs in here for the side of his helmet. So that's C120 and C220. Tiny little piece. Like a single ball of polystyrene. And these plug in. You see how tiny they are? They've got very, very small indents. So you can kind of figure out how it needs to fit in. There we are. Finally got those in there. Those were really, really fiddly. Cool. Moving on to the body now, so that is the head complete, which is pretty cool. So we're going to need C15 and C19. C15, C19. So looking at the diagram, it looks like we plug these two pieces in like so that you've got a circle underneath and on top, so his head was going there, and then the rest of his body would go in there. Now we're going to do the arms, which is going to be PC8 and PC9. Here they are here, very similar looking pieces. Right, PC9 is the left arm, so that inserts into the torso like that. And PC8 is the right arm, which goes in a very similar fashion. So it gives a little bit of movement, but not too much. Then finally, we're going to put his back on, which is C16, which is this big piece here. And that fits quite snugly over all of those parts. Nice. It looks like we're going to be adding some silver pieces to the front of the torso. So that is D2, 15, 16, and 17. So there's 4 of them down here. They actually go to 18, so presumably there will be another one of these later. They look like they're all the same, so it probably doesn't matter which way they go in. I'd like to think so anyway. 1 in there. That's number 2. And then number 3. I think they were slightly different, but it was really hard to tell, so it was just kind of obvious when they were in properly or not. But they are in properly now. Right, so it looks like we're now going to make his lower torso. So there's quite a few different pieces here. There's D218, which is the last of these little metal bits. And then we have the 2 parts of his body, C17 and 8, and PC12 to hold it together. So here, of course, is C17, which is some abs. Then C18, his PC12. And then the last of these guys, we have D218. So to start off with, we've got to put this little grey piece into the front of his torso. So you can see it's like an L shape that should fit into. There we are. This piece then slots in like that. And then this bit goes over the top. Cool. Looks weird. Right, so we can put this on the upper torso now. So we've got one hench looking bod there. Good for you, Angemon. And then we also need to make his neck, which is comprised of C11 and PC7. C11, PC7. So this bit inserts through the middle like that. Then this is the front of his neck, so that would go in like so. And you can see now we've got a good neck and body. Very cool. Moving on, we are going to do the right arm. So the arms and the legs are usually the bits which use the most amount of pieces. So I'm expecting that to be the case here. Starting off with, for the right arm then, we need B16, B15, and C119. Here is B1, 5, and 6. C119. And we insert the pieces in like this. So we put that one on B16. And then we stick that to it as well. Cool, so that's like his shoulder. Doing his upper arm now, so we need B1, 1, and 2. Right, this piece is B1, 1. So if we take a look at the diagram, we need to insert, or sort of like slot that into there. So it kind of slots in like that. And then we can put this piece, B1, 2, over the top, like that. Finally, we need B1, 3, and 4, and they will attach through this hole here. So one like that, and then the other one over the top, like that. Moving on down here, we're going to put on his sort of like wrist guard, I guess. So we need A5 and 6. You can see the internals of these two parts are slightly different. This one's got like an L shape inside. This one's more of a C shape. So we have to make sure we put them on the right way. So that looks like a C shape to me. Sticks on like that, which means the L shape sticks on like this. I think I might have snipped this bit a bit too aggressively, so that's unfortunate. But hey, probably won't notice on the shelf. Plus it, adds some character. Finally, we need to attach his hand, which is B1, 7, and 8. No prizes for guessing which is which. So we stick these two parts together like so. So you can see this is where he would hold on to the staff. And then finally attach the hand to the arm like that. So we've got one nice big muscly arm. Cool. So that is the right arm. I'll quickly make the left arm now. So midway from doing the left arm, and it is actually slightly different to the right arm, so you can see there's a lot of like holes here, which we're going to be putting stuff in presumably, and also this has got a white band instead of yellow. So we're actually going to do his shoulder pad, which he only keeps on his left arm, and also his fist is slightly different as well. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So first of all, we need PC16 and A10 in order to get this shoulder pad. So PC16 is like this little bead, and we would attach that onto this like that, so that that can then fit inside here. Yeah, there we go. Shoulder pad. No, it's meant to be that way around. Cool, that looks better. Next we're going to do his fist, which has a ribbon coming off of it, and then it looks like this is what all the holes are for. It's for the ribbon to wrap around, so that's actually really cool. We're going to need B111, A16, and D112, and then we're going to need to apply a bunch of stickers. So here's A16, B111, then this pretty cool blue flowy ribbon is D112. Okay, so I'm going to put this on before I apply the stickers, I think. So that part of the fist clamps on like that. Maybe a bit tighter than that. That's better. Then we need to apply stickers 4, 5, and 6 to this tiny little fist. That's going to be fun. Oh, yeah. Right, well, it's not very graceful, but I think that's kind of what we're meant to be going for here. So then there's another sticker there and one on the thumb. There, it's not great, but it's done. I really don't like the stickers. I never do a good job of them, but from a distance, it might not be so noticeable. Then it looks like we attach this blue ribbon to the hand like that. So it's kind of traipsing down his fist. That looks really cool. So we can put all of this together, and then we have a pretty cool looking left arm. Oh yeah, we're not done. We've still got to put the rest of the ribbons around the arm. So in order to do that, we're going to need D1, 3, and 4. That'll be these bits here. So here is 4, and then 3 just underneath. So it looks like we attach D1, 3 to the lower part. So we would put this bit in there, and then this bit presumably goes there. So it kind of wraps around like that. D14 similarly starts on the inside and then wraps around to the outside. So if we can, these ones are quite bendy, so you can kind of bend them around to where they need to go. One in there, and then this bit should squeeze into there. Now, it took a little bit of convincing, but that's pretty nice. So wrapped around his arm like that. Then we just need a couple more bits of ribbons. We need D1, 1, and 2 to finalize. So that's these ones here. So this is D1, 2. D1, 1. So 1 starts at the bottom, approximately over here. God, that was a pain. Right, that's that one. And then D1, 2 should just go here. And that wraps around like that. I could probably have done a better job, like make it more secure. But I mean, it all looks like it's okay, and it looks like it's in position. So we should be good. So that is the left arm. Right, we're moving on to legs now, finally. So we're going to start with the right leg, which also has some ribbon wrapped around it. This is actually quite a complicated build because of how small the parts are, and also because the bits that wrap around is a bit of a pain, but it'll be worth it in the end. Right, let's start here. So we need a few parts, C1, 13, and 14, as well as 2 lots of PC1. Here we have the kidney bean shaped C1, 13, and 14, and then couple PC1s. We've got quite a few of them. So these all kind of attach together. So we'll have one of the PC1s going in like that, one of them coming out the other end like that, and then we put C1 13 over the top to make a hinge. We're going to make a longer part of the arm now, so we're going to need B1 18 and 20 as well as D1 6. Okay, so we have our long B118, and then we have D16. Looking at the diagram, it appears we have to slot this guy in here. Does it then go around the back? Yeah. So that slots in like that, and it kind of loops around the back, and it loops into this guy, and slots in kind of like that. So we're going to need some pieces to hold it together, because you can see it's not going to do that on its own. First things first, we can take our little hinge mechanism, put one half like that, and then the other half into there, and that allows us to put this in, keep it tight. And then on top of that, we need a few more parts, got some little blue bits. We're going to need A8, B117, and PC14. Okay, so first of all, we're going to take this little washer, PC14, and we're going to slot it into the bottom of the leg. We're then going to cover it with this piece here, which is B117. So that will go over it like so. And then our little A piece over here goes into this slot. Like so. And we're still making the leg, so we need A7, B119, and C112 to bring it all together. Cool, so B119 here, and we have A7, which very simply just slots onto that. Like that. Then this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So we have this part here, which is C112. That needs to go into here in a very specific angle. So it needs to go in like that. And then this part slots over the top. Like so. So you can see that that's got somewhere for it to go. So that's the main part of the leg done. So now we need to make the foot. We need B1, 21, and 22, as well as A9. Here's A9, B1, 22, and the sole is B121. So very straightforward, this one. We just attach the shoe to the sole like that, and then we put this weird iconography on the shoe. That squeezes on quite firmly like that. Alright, we also need to make a hinge to attach the shoe to the leg, so that will be PC2 and 3. Attach together like so, and then we can fit those into here, so that slots into the shoe, which then slots into the leg. There we are. We're not done with this leg just yet. We need a bit more ribbon, so we're going to be attaching D1, 8, and 9. So it looks like D1, 8 is for the top of his foot, so you'd slot this piece in here. Now you can do that one quite tight, so that's that. D1, 9 attaches in a similar fashion. Yeah, it's got to kind of just really squeeze it on there, but that looks pretty good, so that's wrapped around pretty tightly. More ribbons required. We have D1, 7, 10, and 11. So there's lots of little extra bits, so we have to trim this one off. Okay, so D1, 7 I think attaches to this lower piece here. So that wraps around there. D1, 10, like that. And then finally, D1, 11 kind of hangs off. It kind of flows off of him, which looks really cool. So that inserts into the leg like that. You can see it connects very nicely to that. So we've got the ribbon wrapping all the way round. Very nice. Okay, that is the right leg. That took a lot longer than I was expecting. Let's move on to the left leg. I'll skip over that because it shouldn't be any more complicated. Alright, finally made the left leg. This was actually quite different to the right leg. Well, not quite different. It's fairly different. I mean, if you have a look at it, obviously we don't have the ribbons, and then we have this kind of like ankle shin protector thing. So yeah, and the shoe is also different, so that's pretty cool. So we have both legs constructed. Now it's time for the waist. So we're going to need a few bits here to put it all together. We need C1, 3, and 4. And C111 and C211. So we have the waist here. We put on one of these parts. This is C111, so slide that all the way to the back. Have it go through there. Then C211 we also put in the same place. Make sure that it fits snugly. So they should be roughly in the same position. Then we put on his butt. We need his trailing loincloth type thing, so D113. So this piece kind of slides on like that, so it goes down and then out like that, so it kind of hangs out. Cool. Now we need A14 and 15, which is his belt. These should clip onto his waist, one piece like that, and then the other piece should clip on nicely as well. There we are. Also need his pretty cool sun belt buckle, which is A4, this chappy over here, and that clips on to his belt like so. Very nice. So it's time to start putting some of this together. So you can see here we should have all of these parts. So we have the waist over here, we have his right arm and his left arm, we have the left leg and then the right leg. So let's put all of these bits together. Oh, and I guess the body, that would help, wouldn't it? That is the left leg, the right leg, that's his torso, left arm and right arm. So you can see already looking pretty awesome, very Angemon-like. So we've still got a few more things to do. So there's actually an additional part which is optional. So you can see it's D15 and it attaches the ribbon from here to here. So I'm going to do that. I guess they say it's optional because you probably wouldn't even see it when it's on the shelf, but I'd like to know that it's complete. So that fits in like that and then locks on like that. Alright, it's wings time, baby. So Angemon obviously has a good number of wings. I think 6 at least. So let's make a start. It says hold here and insert, attach carefully. Okay, so we see C12 and C110. So this wing is number 2 and number 10. And these, you see they've got bobbles on. They fit into the back like this. So we push until it goes in. Try not to snap it, of course. There we go. One wing, second wing. So the upper wings look like they need some additional parts. So we got C1 and 217 as well as C1 and 218, and then we also need C1 15 16 as well as C2 15 16 to add the bobble on the end. So let's do them one by one. If we take C2 18 and then we need C1 16, just this little bit here. Then basically we take this little bobble, we attach it onto here. It looks like there's a specific way of doing it. So I think it's that way. Yep, there we are. And then that allows us to attach the wing to the back. So if we go to Angemon's back, pop that in. There we go. Cool. 3 down, 3 to go. So now we can attach this guy's head, and there is our awesome looking Angemon. We've still got a few more pieces that we can play with though. So first of all, it talks about an optional stand which is sold separately, so I don't have that, but we can change to have his Heaven's Knuckle, and also we can put his Holy Rod on. So let's do that now. So these pieces here for the Heaven's Knuckle. So we would remove this hand, put these two parts together, put that in there, so he's got one big glowy fist ready to punch your face off. Alright, now let's get his rod, this long boy over here. Dang, that is a long weapon. Let's put this in this hand. We take the hand apart and we put it back together with the rod inside. It's got pretty good grip. And there we go. One complete Angemon with his Heaven's Knuckle and his staff. Looks really, really awesome. God, that build was exhausting. I don't know what in particular made that one so difficult. I think just lots of little parts and the ribbons were kind of tricky to figure out. But he looks really cool. One complaint I do have is that his neck looks a little too long. Maybe I haven't attached it properly. It looks okay to me though, like just a little too long, if you see what I mean. But anyway, I think it looks really cool. Let's put him on the shelf with the others. So here is where I keep my models. So you can see I've got Galatemon and Beelzemon. We now have our new edition Angemon, looks really awesome. And then we have Metal Garurumon and Wargreymon, and a little cameo over there. So yeah, looking really swanky there. Really happy with this one. As always, I do think that these models are really cool. They're much cooler than a normal sort of, a figurine that you could buy. You get the feeling of accomplishment that you built it yourself, and also sometimes the feeling of screwing it up. But yeah, really nice addition to the collection. So there we go, guys. Angemon model kit looks really, really cool. I'm really happy with this one, and I'm looking forward to getting some more. So everyone go and say thank you to Stu down in the comments. A legend, as always. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Please give me any feedback or comments down below about these build and chill videos. I'd be interested to see your thoughts. And until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. Catch you on another video.